Looking at the list of names for this year, we've already gone through A through F. Those have come and gone, but now we have Gabrielle and Umberto out there. Imelda, possibly as we head in towards the weekend. That's the one that we're going to have to keep an eye on because it could affect us. Now, notice over the past 12 hours, you can definitely tell Gabrielle no longer a tropical system. However, still very strong winds of about 70 miles an hour slamming the Azores right now, continuing to put it on a path as an extratropical, post-tropical, both about the same thing. In other words, a regular low pressure system as it moves towards Europe and Africa. We still have Umberto. This is now 60-mile-an-hour winds. Moving to the northwest at 6. It's going to be a slow mover for the next 24 hours. But by Saturday, notice rapidly intensifying into a Cat 2, possibly a Cat 3 by Monday, and then moving still over the open waters of the Atlantic as we head in towards Tuesday as a Category 2 hurricane. Now, here's the one we really need to pay attention to. This is Invest94L, not a depression yet, still an open wave over the Atlantic. And we're going to continue to watch it as we go through the next several days because it's got a 90% chance of becoming at least a tropical depression, if not more, as we head through the weekend and into early next week. Now, models very consistent, bringing it off the Florida coast. After that, they start to diverge, but the last several model runs are becoming more and more consistent that it's going to curve inland towards the Carolinas and maybe even towards North Georgia. Now, the way this is going to be such a lopsided system, we would need this to go south of Atlanta for us to see a lot of rain. So that's one of the things that we're going to be keeping an eye on. The other thing is what's called the Fujiwara effect, and that's going to be a big player possibly with how some of these systems interact. Either way, though, most models are going to be keeping this as a tropical storm, maybe a low-end Category 1 hurricane as it makes its way towards the coast. So here's what's happening. Here's the overall big picture. Here is our invest. High pressure in the Atlantic, high pressure in the Gulf. Both of those are basically blocking their paths in that direction. So the only way it can go is in between them, up the coast of Florida. Now, as we get into that time period, maybe in towards Monday morning, models fairly consistent bringing this off the coast. After that, they start going all over the place because we have an upper level low diving across the southeast and winds from the jet stream starting to wrap around it. Well, models have a notoriously difficult time with tropical systems interacting with other low pressure systems, and that uncertainty is why they're all over the place. So here's where we are right now. We're actually days 5 through 6 out. We're still 5 to 6 days away from this affecting us. So we're watching the trends. Are the models consistent? Short answer, no. But they are becoming better aligned. Here's the big thing that we want to talk about. It's the Fujiwara effect. It's what everybody's talking about online. It's basically when two low pressure systems start to rotate around each other. It typically occurs when the systems are close, basically within 900 miles when you're talking about a tropical system, but it can happen on smaller scales. For example, twin tornadoes that start to wrap around each other. And the model from earlier today kind of showed this very well, not necessarily between Umberto and this invest, but actually between that upper level low and the invest itself. So this is as we approach the coast. Notice how that upper low and the invest start to kind of rotate around each other. Well, that's the Fujiwara effect, and it actually kind of helps to kick Umberto out. Now, it doesn't cause it to move out so quickly. That's actually a front and the jet stream, but this particular model had the systems merging over our area, and if that was the case, we'd be getting a lot of rain for the system, not just over a day or two, but it would be consistent because it'd be an upper level cutoff low that got left behind. So again, this is not a current model. It's similar, but it just goes to show you there's a lot at play with this system that we are going to have to work and fine tune as we head through the weekend and into early next week to determine the impacts for our area, if there are any.